1935, 1940, 1945. A nation develops into the premier industrial power on the African continent.
First thousands, and then enticed into mining, commerce and industry, hundreds of thousands of Bantu leave to sell their labor in the white cities. The homelands become labor pools, nations no longer.
The Industrial Revolution of South Africa followed Europe's pattern in every detail but one. Here, the new proletariat was a black proletariat. The new slum, exclusively a black man's shantytown.
Suddenly, bewilderingly, the drift changes. The time, October 1948, a new leadership. It denies the morality of economic free-for-all. Its slogan, to each his own. Its belief, parallel development, separate identity, apartheid.
The outward signs are open to any interpretation. In a white city, a Bantu man having to stop on his travels to have his papers checked. In a Bantu homeland, a white farmer stopped for his entry permit. A complex and ambitious blueprint for separate development. Where there was one land, several new states were to be created, each to a Bantu nation. Where there was one city and one working class, several city sections were to be created, each to a Bantu nation.
The world was outraged. In India, Ireland, Nigeria and Scandinavia, it had accepted partition to guarantee the separate identity of different religious and national groups. But this sort of separation, apartheid between races, happened to be criminal.
And behind the rant, an unspoken conviction as old as colonial history, that the greatest service one could do the black man would be to make him like oneself, a westernized gentleman.
How could the leaders of South Africa undo the work of the 19th century colonialists and challenge the black man to build a civilization on these foundations? A civilization based on this way of livelihood and art, popular art in an everyday context, this way of government, this way to be. Where do you meet the 20th century on these terms?